Hello everyone, this is Haritra. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first series of videos which I am launching in my YouTube channel. So this series will mainly be Python for data science, where we will go through the very basics of Python, which is needed to do the data science work or to learn data science. The topics which I will be covering in this series are like we will start with very basics of Python variables and data types. Then we will in the second session we will start with like data type conversation, different types of loops. In the third session we will go through like function, scope of variables, lambda functions, then uh, sorting list, tuple, or dictionary, then the zip function, how we can use zip function, then like very basics of oops concept, which we need for data science also. Like in case of whenever you want to work for deep learning problems, you need to know the very basics of oops concept. So that I will also touch in this series. Apart from that, I will also go through the very basics of NumPy and pandas that is required for data science, right? Yeah, to start with, before going to the variables, we will start with the very basics mathematical functions or operations which you can do in Python, right? This is like a sum which we can do. So we can write a print function, and inside that we can write the numbers which we want to sum, right? And you will get the output. Similarly, we can do the minus operation, multiplication, or division operation, which we can do using this kind of notations which you can see, right? And power is, this is how you can do to do the power, where we are here we are trying to raise 2 to the power of 2, right? And this is again where we will do the division, but we want the quotient value, and that quotient value we will try to get in full integer values, right? We will remove the decimal values and only we will get the quotient in integer values. So you can see like 5.5 is the output. So in case of like if you do a normal division, so the value is like around 5.33, right? So in some of the cases you will see you need the value in integer format. So this is the way to do it. So these are the very basics of Python mathematical operations that you can do. Now moving on to the variables, right? So Python is a very strictly typed language. So where you don't need to define the variable type when you are declaring that variable, right? So that we generally need to do in case of languages like C or uh, Java, right? Where we need to strictly mention what is the type of that variable. So here in Python, if you simply write the simply assign the values of the variable. So it, with its own intelligence, it can figure it out like what would be the type of the variable, right? So generally there are these are the type of variables which are available in Python, like numbers, string, list, tuple, and dictionary, right? To start with, we will look into the number variable. So number are generally of two types. One is like integer, and then there are floats also. So you can straight away assign in this format, and if you print those values, you can see the output like this. So multiple assignments in a single line is also possible. So this is the way to do it. And next, coming to string, right? So in string, what we how we define a string is we generally write it within. Uh, we write it generally within quotes, right? So either we use single quote or double quotes, which we have defined here with opening and closing quotes, and we can also use triple quotes, right? So this we generally use when we are uh, trying to declare a variable where multiple lines are present, or there are certain escape characters or special characters that are present in the data. To tackle that, we generally use this triple quotes opening and closing to define the string. Now, how we can access the elements of the string, right? So if you want to access the first element, which is D here, so if the total string is Denkin and I want to access the first element of this string, we have to put that inside a third bracket, and we need to mention the variable name also, right? E, and then within third brackets 0. So in Python, the indexing starts from 0. That's why uh, we are writing E within third brackets 0. Now, if you want to access the last element, so that we can do using this -1. So that will can give you the last element of my string, right? So this is how you can access the elements. Now, to access elements from second element to the third element, you can write in this way. So you need to remember that this fourth will be excluded. So while printing the output, this 4 will not be included. It will be excluded. And that's one of the reason for this is in Python, the indexing starts from 0. So if you want to access second to third element, we will write 1 to 4. Right? And if you want to access starting from first element to rest of all the elements, we will keep this position as blank, right? So this is how we can access the corresponding elements. Now this is the way to also do the string concatenation. So with the plus sign and then the part which we need to concatenate to the variable that we need to write. And if you want to print any element twice, we can use this multiplication operator. So which will give you the value twice, right? Now coming to list. So list is another also a type of variable. So list we generally declare with third brackets opening and closing, and we can store any type of data types inside a list. Right? It need not be of same type. So here I am just simply creating a list with three integers, and if I check the type, so if you want to check any variables type, you can write this type and then mention the variable name, which will give you the type of the variable. Then if you want to check the length of my list, so you can use this length function, which will tell you what is the length of my list, right? Yeah. Now you can see here we have a list of string and also a number, which is also converted to string within this quotes. So, and we can also have list of list. So you'll see here two lists are incorporated in a single list, right? So this is my first list, and now this is my second list. So, if you run this, we will get the output. Now, if I check the length of my list of lists, you will see there are the output is 2. The length is 2, right? Because the list of list is comprises of two individual lists, right? Now, if you want to access the first element of the list, this is the way to do it. Not the first element, but the first list of my list of list, right? Then if you can access the second list from the list of list, this is the way to do it. Now, if you want to access the first element from my first list, right? So you have to first access the first element, then you need to access the first element from the first list. So this is the way to do it. Now lists are mutable. So mutable means that we can add or delete any items from the list. So once we define the list, we can append a element which is like D. Then we can also remove that element, and we can also change a certain element of that list, right? So all these operations can be done for list. Now there is another type of variable which is available in Python that we call as tuples. So tuples are generally denoted with this parentheses, or we call it as first brackets, right? So with that, we can also define a tuple. So tuple has certain characteristics that tuples are immutable in nature. So, so we can access the elements of tuple in similar way, which we did for list also. Now, if I want to change any element of my list, right? Sorry, any element of my tuples, right? So if I try to do that, it will throw an error because the tuples are immutable. So once you define a tuple, you cannot change it. So you can see tuple does not support item element is the error. So that is the error we will see whenever we will try to change uh, any, we try to make any changes in the tuple, right? Then we have another type of variable, which is dictionary. So dictionaries are generally noted with the second bracket, and dictionary has this concept of having key value pairs, right? So here, uh, this is the key and this is the value. So I have four key, and we also have four corresponding values to that dictionary, right? So similar way, we can like print the dictionary, and also we can check the length of my dictionary. So as there are four key value pairs which are again separated by this colon, so the length of my dictionary is 4, right? Then we can also access this the keys and values for my dictionary using this dot keys and dot values method, and we can access the values with the help of a key also. So if I just put the keys within third brackets uh, for a dictionary, it will tell you what is the value for that key, right? So you see the value for this key, which is from, the value is Game of Thrones, right? So that output is being shown here. Now we can also add an item to my dictionary also. So we can simply write tick status, so which is like a new key which I'm trying to add to my dictionary, and I am assigning the value as alive, right? Then if I print my dictionary, so you'll see the status is added as a new element or new item to my dictionary. Similarly, we can change the value of a particular key also. So now I am changing this status to dead, right? Previously it was alive. Now I am changing it to dead. So this is how the output looks like. And we can also delete an item from dictionary. So dictionaries are mutable. So you can add an item to the dictionary. You can change the value of a particular key, or you can delete a particular item from the dictionary also. So this was all about the very basics of variables and data types which are available in Python. So the idea is to create very short videos where we will try to cover different topics. And yeah, so that is all from my side now. So thanks for watching. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing this channel. Thank you.